This is Eve Sheldon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Power of Tarot. Really excited to be here in the beginning of February. We're going to do a reading today on the full moon in February and what that's going to bring us. So it'll probably be a 1-month reading. We're going to ask Spirit if we can channel here today for you what the full moon will bring us in February and what sort of the sacred aspects are of the full moon. So it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of a reading. We're going to use the Shining Star spread. It's one of my favorite ones. So what we're going to do first is we're going to shuffle, and in shuffling, put some energy into the cards. Whether I shuffle or whether a client shuffles, or whether I shuffle for a client, it always puts the energy of the reading into the cards, and that's the function of the shuffle. So here we go, and we're going to consider the full moon in February and what that's going to bring for everyone here on planet Earth. Okay. Shining Star spread can also be interpreted as a wheel for some people that are a little more Western oriented or into that other part of the brain. It could also be a clock, but I prefer a wheel. It's pretty nice. So we're going to start out looking at what's going on in physicality with this. Here's the physical position. At the bottom, we have the Two of Coins card. Now, the Two of Coins card shows balance. And as you can see, that little gentleman on the card is really having to work hard to achieve some balance here. And it's up, down, back, and forth. So he really, there's some work involved here in getting balance with this full moon. Emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, having to work at things. That's at the bottom. That's sort of the overall influence that supports this entire full moon. So the full moon will be about balance and physicality. Wheel of Fortune is at the top. Wheel of Fortune talks about karma coming full circle. As you can see, there's all these different beings on this wheel here, sort of almost being flung around by karma. And but fortune is also about success. So we like the Wheel of Fortune. It can show success with money and success in general. So there is some balance and some work involved here, but Wheel of Fortune is at the top. So it also means lots of that balance situation is meant to be. It is karmic. And there will be some success, though, once you learn how to work the balance. It's really a nice thing. It goes back and forth here. The next position we're going to look at here is what's going on emotionally with this moon. So the moon does rule your emotions. Death and rebirth is at the bottom of this emotional position, supporting it. So remembering that death and rebirth, those always go together with that death card. A lot of people will fear the death card in tarot. And it's not really something to be feared because it's the natural ending of something in order to begin something new. So new doors will open. What's going to open as a result of old doors closing is success, because we have the Sun card at the top here, which is a really wonderful card to have. A happy couple dancing under the sun. So some doors are going to close and other ones will open, and they're going to lead us to great success emotionally. So that's great. Sometimes it's hard, and this spread and talking about the full moon can give you an understanding that if things don't go your way emotionally and some things are ending, it's going to lead us to some really cool successes. There's always a little bit of a pause when death happens of something, and we're waiting for rebirth to occur. So knowing sometimes we may be in the void, but knowing and expecting the good to come through this Sun card. So that's really awesome. Intellectually and mentally is the next position we're going to look at, and they're right here on the spread. The Hierophant's over here. Now, the Hierophant speaks of bringing the mystical into everyday life. So essentially being a channel for spirit through that big funnel in your crown chakra and bringing it. It's about walking the walk and bringing spirit into everything that you do into your daily life. So using that in your thought process more and more, and how you mentally frame things is really important now. On the other side is the Four of Cups, which is emotional luxury and love. It can be the card of getting a little bit smothered by love, but it also is a card of feeling really good and really blessed. So bringing the mystical into everyday life through channeling spirit is going to bring us lots more emotional luxury. That's a great thing. It's a really nice benefit there. This other position here is what's going on spiritually. Knight of Cups is at the bottom. So the Knight is a younger energy. As you can see, he is mounted on his horse, but his horse is not in movement. So he's a little more tentative with his energy. Cups represents emotion and love. So this full moon is going to bring us a fresh new energy, and a little tentative in kind of figuring out how to use it, but blended with our spiritual nature, which is very beautiful. Three of Coins is at the top. That's the Works card. As you can see, these people on this card are throwing up, separating the wheat from the chaff and doing their daily work. So there will be some work to be done, but it will be good, positive work spiritually. And it will be balanced out through this Knight of Cups energy. So we'll have this really nice, sweet, tender love and emotion coming up through us applying ourselves every day spiritually. Outcome card is in the middle here. Actually, there's 3 outcome cards. 7 of Batons is here. As you can see, this fella is sitting on his tree branch. The beast has been conquered at the bottom of the tree. So 7 of Batons is a spiritual success, but partially. The 10 of Batons would be a more full success. So being partway there spiritually, but feeling like you could take a little bit of a break, sit up on that tree branch. Things are good. Ace of Cups is right. Coins is right next door. Remember, coins represent what's going on in physicality, money, work. So it's this is the biggest success card in the tarot deck. So that's awesome to have there. So that's an outcome of this February full moon, is success in the physical world and money and work. They are crossed by this King of Swords card. So the King of Swords, the king is a master, and swords are about the intellect and the mind. So there is going to be much more energy here of being a master of the mind and intellect. So it won't be that rampant, gone wild energy, but it'll be a really good, nice, kingly mastery type of the mind, and the intellect is going to come into play here. So if we look at our overall spread, we're talking about the full moon in February. It's really positive. There's not too much, emotional work to be done. Just remembering that with our emotions, if doors are closing with this Death and Rebirth card, they will lead us to success. So some old chapters are going to be ended, but we're going to have some new ones opened up that will be much more successful for us. And we have a great outcome here as far as success in the material physical world. So we work this wheel of energies, achieving balance here in order to get to our outcome. So this full moon in February is a really nice thing, and that's going to happen, I believe, tomorrow. So we really look forward to that, and this will give you something to contemplate during this month ahead. So thank you for joining us here.